How awesome is it that I guess the UK and Ireland have had a major showing globally on how awesome our community network athletes are?
You can't avoid it, right? You can look at any leaderboard, and the UK and Ireland are representing hard worldwide, Europe, results, participation, every angle of it is getting covered by the UK and Ireland at the moment, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I guess we just wanted to dig down into it a little bit more, just to let people know in a little bit more detail why we think that's the case, okay, in terms of the data which is available to us. But I guess we just want to have a conversation around it, really. So this year we had just over 22,000 sign-ups, and that's across all divisions and including the wheel wad also. Better than 2025 over the last 5 years, so since COVID, because that's the data that is presented in front of us. 2024 what was had higher numbers, but obviously the last 2 years have been fairly what's the word, turbulent.
Turbulence fair, I think.
Turbulence fair in terms of just the elements of fitness has been a little bit more competition, and people are kind of like there are other fitness modalities out there as well, yeah. Right? Without going into sort of too much detail with that one. So, but yeah, a big kind of like I don't want to say resurgence. I don't think that's fair. We kind of had a gut feel that it was going to be pretty solid. But if we sort of break down the numbers, I didn't realize that this year was a couple of year firsts, right? So up until 2026, we did have 1 year where 4 affiliates went past 200 signups, but this year now we're up to 6. Yeah. But I think the other one, which is impressive as well, is the 100 mark as well, right?
Yeah,
100%. And you were in that fold?
Yeah, first time we've ever broke 100. We went from 53 last year to 156 this year. So yeah, a massive increase for us. But you're right, the numbers, if we look at year on year, I just popped it out in the newsletter for the affiliate owners last night. 22,700 off the top of my head, which was 5,000 more than last year. So when we look at that as a region, it's a huge amount of signups for the Open. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, and then just on that one, right? Obviously, like last year you had 50 odd signups. This year you've tripled that. Yeah. Why do you think that is? What have you done? Is there something which you think others can learn from in doing that?
I honestly put it down to putting more time into it this year than ever before. So at the start of the Open, when tickets first went on sale, I kind of decided to dedicate an hour a day to pushing the Open and getting as many of my members signed up as possible. Maybe a little bit of self-reflection of realizing what the Open's actually there for as a community event inside the gym, an opportunity for people to come together and do something that's a little bit hard, and how that helps them in their everyday life and how important it is. Because I led that from the front, the team very quickly followed suit. They're a good bunch of guys. When they see something's important to me and that I'm pushing it, they get in the boat and row. So there wasn't. It got to the point where it started snowballing and growing. It started becoming a little bit awkward if you didn't sign up to the Open. So that kind of helps get the people in. But the short answer is effort and dedication and putting the time in. Setting up things like intramural opens, ways for people to score points by when they signed up. Chasing down that person was like, yeah, I'm going to sign up later. Like, no, come on, we'll do it now. Sending out the links, QR codes all over the gym. Just old-fashioned bit of graft, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And it's super, like, I guess we've got the data now. I think it's from Push Press, the data is, or Beyond the Whiteboard, not too sure. got no affiliation with either one of them. But it showed that if the LOR, which realistically is the affiliate owner in 99% of the times, is registered to do the Open, there is a 400% increase in the number of people from that affiliate doing the Open. I just find that absolutely amazing.
100%, yeah. How about a dragon? Because you guys broke 200 this year, right?
yeah. We were 158, and then we it's just graft, it's just push. We wanted to put it on, like I said, it's on Fridays, breaking barriers in terms of like we always want to do a little bit more. I was kind of like happy that there was at one point where I think towards the actual release of the workout, we were at like 188, 189, and I thought, oh well, cool, we've done as good as we have. There's also an element of, you know, it's kind of competition in there as well. So like Moira really putting us out there, and you know, for a small, I say it's not a small gym, right, but like for a gym that's based in some village in Northern Ireland somewhere, I'm like, wow, it's pretty amazing. So again, we were just sort of key, and the biggest thing, right, I really want to put on a fantastic event for my members, you know, and you know, little bits of data again that, you know, if someone completes the 3 workouts at your affiliate, then as a member, they're going to be around for longer, you know, and some from that retention tool. But it's an awesome opportunity for us to bring people together, and it's just made training a bit more entertaining, you know, sort of coming out the back end of Christmas. And look, both me and you love CrossFit, right? And that's why we set up our gyms originally, or got involved with the gyms, and this is a good way of just kind of sharing that, you know. And again, that's personal to me, you know, it's personal to you, but I think, you know, with the conversations that we've had with other affiliate owners, with the names that have kind of like appeared over that 100 mark, 100 participant mark, that's the common theme is, you know, if the ownership and the leadership team are the ones that are driving it, and they have fun with it. First ever year though, I think I finished 11th in my gym. So got schooled by some really fit members.
Yeah. What was the I've got a question on your sign-ups that I'll loop back to, but what was the split of in your top 10 females to males? Because I definitely had a few females who you wouldn't necessarily normally put them in the top 10 in the gym, and they just smashed that workout out of the park. What was it for you? Did you have an even split, more females, more males?
We actually had a bit of an even split, right?
Okay.
The taller dudes did well for us, and that's what just shows how Colton Mertens is on another level when it comes to fitness, right? Okay, no, it's like I watched that and I was like, oh right, yeah, no, I'll try it out myself. But the taller guys just absolutely munched it, so their fitness sort of came through. And then on the female side, they tended to get a little bit deeper into the workout. But same thing, you know, I think we had kind of decent numbers. So we had a couple of dudes, about 5 dudes in the 290s. And then we had 2 ladies break 300. And then the others were like 270, 280 mark. So yeah, it was good. The biggest thing with having that many more people, however, was like how organized and how slick that we had to be. So like that was a bit of pressure on us as like an affiliate team, is to deliver on that, right? Because, you know, as you would have found out in terms of your ×3 in it, right? So the systems and what we did last year, we actually had to kind of modify a little bit in order to get people through on that kind of conveyor belt kind of system. But the interesting thing is that the way in which we've done intramural this year, the impact of certain teams having, let's say, star players isn't really making too much of an impact at all. So for example, one of our trainers, Team Green, Ash, he had like 2 star players within the scoring system that we do, but then Team Pink scored twice as many points as any other team just through judging. And so that's how we've kind of angled it in terms of like the community kind of focus, in terms of getting the whole gym together. It's like we actually feel now this Friday for 26.2 that there's going to be like fisticuffs, some people trying to judge people, which is hilarious, you know, in terms of it's like, no, I want to judge that person, that judge person. So I think we're just going to come into some other form of like, you can only judge 3 people, and then you've got to, but you can see that level of support and that connection and how we can kind of, you know, leverage it to develop our own communities inside.
So your intramural open, people are getting more rewards or points for participation versus performance. So
participation would be 1
more
point.
Points for judging and things like that, rather than winning the workout, for example.
Yeah. So if I was to give you like a really basic understanding of the way in which we do it. So 1 point for doing the workout. Even if you do the workout twice, you still only get 1 point. Okay. Yep. However, on the judging side, we, in order to kind of try and balance it out, you have half a point for judging. Okay. However, if you judge the same person twice, you get 2 points, or so 1 point, because it's half a point. But if you judge 3 people, it automatically turns to 3 points rather than 1.5, and any other additional person after 3 is 1 point. So it's really, we put the emphasis on judging.
I like that. So it's not only you get rewarded for judging, but the more you judge, the reward increases, right?
Yeah, and the biggest thing is like, look, you know, we selected the teams through a random generator, and there's always going to be one team, you know, even as you want to split it, that's going to have your kind of like powerhouse athletes. And so what we didn't realize is that the way that we've done it now actually prioritizes the judging. The powerhouse athletes will still contribute quite a large number of points to the internal system. It just seems to have made it more of an emphasis on just sort of getting involved.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, we do similar. The points that we reward in our intramural open, they're for judging. We do a little head-to-head, but if you win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you get 1 point. So everyone gets something. Point for Friday night. So doing it on Friday Night Lights, promoting people to come into there. How do you track it at Dragon? How do you track your intramural open?
So, score sheet, name of athlete, name of judge, and then it's old school, right? Put this into an Excel spreadsheet, and then we just collate it, all the judging slips, right? So, it's basically similar to what we used to do years ago. Obviously, now that people can just submit their score into the leaderboard and it gets automatically updated, you know, there's an element of trust within that one, but we just kind of make sure that we have enough printed score sheets so that we can collate it. So we're now going to make adjustment this Friday. So this Friday, you have to wear team colors in order to compete, and then that will get you another point as well.
I like that. Yeah, there's anyone who's running an intramural open who maybe hasn't started collating your points yet. If you go into the affiliate toolkit, there is an intramural open Google spreadsheet that all of the work and the formula has been done for you. It's what we're using at Second City. You can literally take it, copy it, put all your members' names in, and then you can change the columns for how many points you want to reward, and it does a lot of the math for you. So if you haven't already got something, that resource is there for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's we're looking forward to sort of 26.2. Now, one thing we did want to mention, I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, right? So how do we know it's been successful globally for the UK guy? Obviously, we can see the badges and the flags appearing elsewhere, but like what kind of like information can we give to people that if we were to break some of the, I guess, data that we receive in the country team, like what would you want to tell them?
So I think the most important thing to let everyone know is when it comes to regions, different parts of the world break down to different regions in CrossFit size. So you can look at America as one big whole, and it's going to have more signups than anywhere else in the world. It's huge. But when we actually start breaking America down into the regions as CrossFit sees it, and the members of the public can see this by seeing the different Instagram pages, you'll have Central West, North and South America. The UK and Ireland comes out top worldwide when we break those regions down for open participation signups. We've also had the most growth year on year. So from 2025 to 2026, our region has grown more than any other ones in open participation sign-up. And the other one that I'm slightly proud of, because there's a lot of back and forth between myself and Andy and the French guys who do the role that we do in France, is that we managed to pip the French this year for open sign-ups. And there was a little bit of a Battle of Waterloo kind of joke going on at the start of sign-ups about who was going to get more. The thing that I think is really interesting, especially in the France scenario, is we've managed to achieve more sign-ups than them, even though they have more affiliates than us. So there's more places for people to do the Open in France, 130 odd more affiliates than the UK, but we've still managed to pip them on the leaderboard by, I think it was about 3,500 in total in the end. You can tell I'm a bit of a data nerd, because this is where I was Tuesday morning trying to find out what all the sign-up numbers were. So it's something that I think everyone in the UK, every affiliate owner, every member of every gym should be proud of their contribution and participation in that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's certainly worth the sore legs, right?
100%.
And I think that goes, that success is down to the whole of, our affiliate community, the owners, and I say it's every single one of them, right? You're providing it. Yes, there are different ways to do in the intramural cup, and some people, have an internal one with a big process, but look at how many people we had doing, wall balls and box jumps, basically.
Yeah, 100%. And I think sometimes affiliate owners could maybe look at that leaderboard and look at the Glasgow 400 method 320.
Yeah.
So you can look at the top 10 in the leaderboard and go, oh, like they're doing it, and you count them all up, but they're still only a very small percentage of the total signups in the region. So let's say there's 2,000 in that top 10 leaderboard there. There's still 20,000 other people doing the CrossFit Open in their gyms. And I think it's really, really cool to see. It definitely feels, it feels like it gives me confidence when I'm telling an affiliate owner, like, CrossFit's flying in the UK and Ireland. It's not, there's no decline here. It's getting more and more popular and regaining popularity.
Yeah, I mean, I did have an affiliate owner reach out to me because there was I think there was a video on the barbell spin of a gym doing certain standards, and I don't think those standards were particularly great. But it wasn't a CrossFit affiliate, right? It was someone who's trying to do the workout, but maybe doesn't necessarily have that kind of like expertise or the understanding of, what makes a CrossFit affiliate, right? And coming back down to that, the charter of mechanics, consistency and intensity. And, 99% of the time we're holding the standards, there's no, I guess, there's no real gray areas. It's either a rep or it's not a rep. But again, there's been good conversation around that, right? In terms of, they're taking part, they're doing it. And that's the thing, right? Is that, yeah, they're taking part, but where are they going to have a better experience in doing the Open? Well, it's going to be on a CrossFit affiliate, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think when there's mass participation in a sporting event, upholding standards is always going to be one of the most difficult things. And we can look at that through any lens of any sport in the world. As soon as there's a layer of complexity to the movements, an Ironman's pretty easy to judge. Start, finish, start, finish, start, finish. 3 sections, go. Even in that, there's gray areas. Even in triathlons, there's gray areas. The comment, someone asked me a similar question, and the comment I made, which, fuck it, might get me in trouble. If a non-affiliated gym is doing the Open and they're willing to do CrossFit but not be a CrossFit affiliate for whatever reason, are you surprised that gym doesn't uphold the best standards when they don't uphold the best standards of themselves to contribute to the thing that they're doing, if that makes sense? If a gym's not bothered about paying for an affiliation and being part of the community, are you that surprised that they let wall balls be a little bit high? They let people jump off a box when they shouldn't. It comes down to standards in every aspect, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I always think that people always err towards the side of doing things better over time. So if that's someone's first experience of doing that, and then they're like, "Oh, this isn't the way that it should be done," then that might, people are going to go migrate to the place where it's done, well, basically. Yeah. Just on that sort of competitive side, there's a name, that's kind of popped up in the female division, number 3 in the world. Okay. Let me just make sure I pronounce it right. So it's Kira McManus. I saw that lady at the teams champ last year. Absolute monster. It's good to see some sort of new names coming through, right? And shout out to CrossFit ST1, all right, which is her home affiliate. And obviously she's she's put herself next to Lucy Campbell. So we want to see how that sort of that battle pans out now over the next coming weeks, I guess.
It reminds me of the UK at the moment, and especially the female athletes in the UK, reminds me a little bit of like 2018, 2019 Iceland, where you had several female athletes that were dominating the scene. And now if you look at the top 10 female scores, again, UK and Ireland, like we're populating that leaderboard heavily. Yeah,
and just to give a shout, so Taylor Howes is in that global top 10 as well. So well done. Let's have a look into the men now. Okay, I know I did, and then Harry's broken that top 10 as well, which is fantastic.
I watched Harry's video, and what's not only impressive is the 11:38, but then just the casual high five to Mikey and the walk off afterwards. You're not gonna. I didn't look like that when I finished.
No, that's what I was going to mention as well. It's just great to see, right? Because it gives these. And this is the thing, right? It puts eyes on the affiliates, it puts eyes on the athletes, and I guess what we're kind of sort of trying to do, and that's just the UK side, right? We've also got some great results within the Irish side. It just allows us to get behind people on that world stage, right? And I think that's something where I guess more so in the European, but specifically within the UK and Ireland, we've got the Six Nations, right? I'm a proud Welshman. I obviously the rugby's not going the way that we want it to at the moment, but we're moving in the right direction. But it's almost like it's good just to get behind something, and it's and I think that's what we're kind of like, we're trying to achieve, by mentioning these people, and likewise in the team department. Again, I think on the team side, and again, just being transparent here, I don't think there was as many signups, for teams as there has been in the past, which sort of says that the sway of the competitive kind of feeling and what have you is changing. But from a community standpoint, we're doing well. We've got some good data on there, and I'm just going to pull that up. So just bear with me. Team Europe. Cool. So just over we've got CrossFit Container, which is Cardiff based in 5th. We've got Blueprint, who went to the CrossFit Games last year, Worcester based. They're in the top 10. And if I go a little bit further down, we've also got CrossFit Pembrokeshire Tenby, another Welsh one. Love it. Okay, we're doing well. Aylesbury are in that top 20. CrossFit One More Rep, which are London based. And then we've also got, and I've got to give kudos to them, is CrossFit Penzance. I think CrossFit Penzance have had the biggest signups that they've ever had. They were a bit unfortunate not to break the top 10 in terms of our numbers with 135, but for, I guess, the bottom end of the UK, that is it's pretty unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I think like I said at the start, I think you can look at any stat from last week and the UK and Ireland is shining through on it. I think it's whether it's performance, whether it's participation, I think it's awesome. I think the teams the team sign-ups dropping down a little bit is interesting this year. Maybe something we can dig into to find out why there's less groups of people getting together. It would be an interesting conversation maybe to have with, phone up the boys and girls from AOD and get them on and find out why they feel maybe that number's down a little bit for them. But yeah, I think just the amount of people doing it, and it's not only the performance side, it's that, like we keep harping on about, the amount of different people. Like I looked around at my gym last Friday, I had my in-laws doing 26.1. I had my 37-week pregnant wife doing 26.1. I had my fairly new coach, Chris, who is doing his first Open as an adaptive athlete, doing 26.1. I had a lad called Jake, who is a Hyrox athlete that trains our gym, doing 26.1. It was just so awesome to see such a wide range of people tackling this workout together. Yeah. I think it's just done a fantastic job of bringing the community together.
Yeah, and I think that, just to sort of echo that with Dragon, I mean, the eldest person that we had do it was 88. And I think the youngest person that we had do it was outside of the teens. So we had like a couple of 14-year-olds. I think we had like a 10-year-old do it as well, using the workout that was posted in camp. So as an alternative to get the kids involved as well.
And it was nice that alternative was close to the workout. It wasn't, do you know what I mean? It was the football throws and still, do you know what I mean? They were still doing a very similar workout. It wasn't something completely left field to what the adults were doing.
Yeah, and then just on some of the other ones, because you mentioned Jake, you said from your gym, right? I think, is it one of the Hyrox Elite 15 in the UK, Charlie Boolin?
He's pairs at the moment. I should know more about this than I do. Yeah. He's pairs at the moment with the new changes to the rules for Hyrox. He ran with Hunter this year and set a record, and I think he's got to run with the UK guy this year.
Yeah, and then there was Charlie Boole, who's in the Elite 15. I think he finished actually third in the UK. And then the lady that won in Ireland, Ify I believe. Let me just pronounce that better. She's from Gladiators. I saw she was from Gladiators, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's I can't. Is Second City on there, mate? On that team one?
We do have a team, but I'd imagine we'll be a bit lower down.
There seems to be this one team, one dream, Dragon CrossFit.
I wondered if that was going to come up.
Yeah, currently above 179, Bath and Glasgow. Oh,
interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So again, we're as a country team. Again, not to speak for Gareth, right? Super proud at what we've done as a community, and we just wanted to say thank you to owners, trainers, participants, athletes, cats, dogs, the whole shebang, right? Because we do this together, and look, it's a great start for 2026.
Yeah, echo that sentiment. We see the graft you're putting in. We know how hard it is to work to run a successful Open. We know that 22,000 signups hasn't come easily. Every owner has grafted towards that, and we're proud and grateful for it as well. Yeah,
and so just to sort of close, you got any predictions for 26.2?
I'm going a ascending complexity of gymnastic pulling movements paired with double unders. So I think we're going to go toes to bar, pull-ups, chest to bar, muscle up with double unders. If it ends up being a triplet, I believe it will be rowing, double unders, and gymnastics. What about you?
I look at the data and I'm like, the two most popular exercises in the CrossFit Open are pull-ups and double unders, and then toes to bar after that, I think. So I don't know. I mean, I there was no way I was predicting a wall ball for the first one, and I think my days of prediction are gone. But what I would ask for, okay, and it's not that it's all been decided anyways. As an affiliate with not lots of people, please don't make it 20 minutes. Make it like something like 18, because it's better at 18 than it is at 20 for running heats, etc. That would be my
100%. Yeah.
So
yeah, once you go north of 20 minutes, is you're then looking at only getting 2 heats in an hour. It becomes a long day, right?
Yeah. And again, I'm really looking forward to the announcement, because obviously we've got Lucy and Amy over there from the UK, and then we've got the current world record holder on 26.1 as well. That should be really exciting to watch.
100%, and that's a Black Edition tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's 8 p.m. our time, is it?
Yeah, do you know what? That's a good point, mate. So it's 8 p.m. our time, but the clocks in America do change this weekend. So when it comes to score submission, watch out, because you do lose an hour. So the clocks will change, I believe, Sunday night in America.
So that would be 11 p.m. Monday.
Correct, yeah. So it's an hour less this time, and then next week the announcement will be an hour earlier, and that's due to daylight savings time changing over in America.
Brilliant. All right. Well, I think we've waffled on enough. Let's reconvene next Thursday and do a little bit of a 26.2 reflection, see how everything's going. And in the meantime, as always, team, if anyone within the community has got some questions and would like to field them to Gareth and myself, that would be great.
100%. Thank you, mate.
All the best. Catch you soon, buddy.